Nobody warns you that your first side hustle won't feel like freedom. It'll feel like you just hired the world's worst boss, and that boss is you. We're talking missed weekends, ignored invoices, and the slow realization that being your own boss is just corporate trauma with a different font. The dream gets sold to us in highlight reels: quit your 9 to 5, work from a beach, make passive income in your sleep. But the dirty secret is that most side hustles in their first year are just second jobs wearing a startup costume. Here's the thing nobody puts in the YouTube thumbnail. The biggest killer of side hustles isn't competition. It's underpricing yourself because you're terrified of rejection. You charge $60 for something worth $300 because some part of you is still asking for permission to be taken seriously. Then comes a tax bill, and oh, what a spiritual awakening that is. Nobody sits you down and says, congratulations on your first dollar, now set aside 30 cents of it for the government or they will absolutely come for you. The market doesn't care about your passion, and that's not cynicism, that's actually the most liberating thing you could hear. Your passion is the fuel, but systems, pricing, and positioning are the engine. And most first-timers build a beautiful car with no steering wheel. There's also the identity crisis that sneaks up on you around month 3, when you realize you've been hustling hard and earning soft. The psychological weight of slow traction is real. And studies show that nearly 65% of side hustlers quit within the first year, not because the idea was bad, but because the emotional infrastructure wasn't there. Historically, the most successful entrepreneurs didn't start with the best idea. They started with the most disciplined process around a decent one. Think about how many people had the same idea as the founders of billion-dollar companies, but never shipped because they were still perfecting the pitch deck in 1999. Here's a misconception worth destroying. You do not need to go all in to succeed. The side hustle that slowly compounds over 18 months while you keep your day job will almost always outperform the one you bet everything on in month 2 out of desperation. What actually separates people who make it is embarrassingly simple. They treat their side hustle like a business from day one, even when it feels ridiculous to do so. That means a separate bank account, a basic tracking spreadsheet, and boundaries around your time before you feel ready. Because ready is a myth and a delay tactic dressed in self-care language. The practical lesson history keeps handing us is this: start smaller than your ego wants you to, then scale what actually gets paid for. Charge real prices, document your processes early, and resist the urge to pivot every time a new trend shows up in your algorithm. Position size matters here too. Don't allocate so much time, money, or emotional capital to one vehicle that a slow month breaks your spirit and your savings account. The most dangerous mindset in any hustle is all or nothing thinking, because markets, clients, and circumstances are inherently inconsistent, and your strategy needs to be bigger than your mood. There's real irony in the fact that the people who treat their side hustle most casually, with low overhead, clear offers, and zero attachment to outcome, tend to scale fastest. The ones who need it to work often unconsciously repel the very clients and opportunities they're chasing. So here's where we land. Discipline, consistency, and right-sizing your risk will take you further than any productivity hack, morning routine, or motivational quote ever will. The hustle isn't the hard part. Staying rational, grounded, and process-oriented when results are slow is the actual game. And honestly, being comfortable with the uncertainty is the whole ball game. You prepare, you price correctly, you show up, and you let the compounding do what compounding does over time. The people who win aren't smarter, they're just still playing when everyone else went home. Whether you're thinking about turning your skills into income, investing in real estate, or tackling a contracting project to build equity, we can help you find the right path. Check out our links in the description below.